Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada, where we are entering the family day-long weekend. This is our long weekend. People get Monday off from work to go and enjoy 3 days with their family for Family Day. So if any of you are celebrating the same holiday, I hope that you have a great time with your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, cousins, and whoever you're spending it with. Students, in this class, we are looking at IELTS reading. Specifically, we're going to be reading about the value of money, or put it another way, currency substitution. We're kind of on this concept of finances and economics today. I'm hoping to kind of tie together some of the useful vocabulary for you in the Task 2 writing class that we just finished 30 minutes ago. We were writing about the economy, recession, financial crisis, and so forth. So pay attention to lots of useful vocabulary in this class as well when discussing money. Students, this is a subscribers chat class, so you have to subscribe to the channel in order to join this kind of a class chat. It's nice to see many of our members in the class. Hi, Domenico, Raquea. Hi, Carolina. Hi, Chayani. Good to have you all here with me. Carolina is our chat moderator. You can ask her questions as well as myself. Din Ahmed. There you are. And Rabea, Pratik, Obadasa. Nice to have all of you here and ready to learn. Students, this is brought to you by aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. These are our websites that power these live lessons and that have all the materials for you to succeed on IELTS. aehelp.com for academic IELTS students looks like this. And to get access to all of our videos, materials on your phone, on the go, click this big red button. It's just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We are an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner, IELTS Test Registration Center. You are in good hands with us. For general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. You can click this big red button. Again, that button that's just above my head there. We will actually use the academic site today to get some of our students to do a bit of reading. We'll talk about strategies today for the list of headings, questions, true, false, not given, multiple choice. So some crowd favorites there today. When you click that Join Now button, you can enter the code VIP9, very important person 9, for a 10% discount. The price is different in different countries, so you'll have to check it out for yourself. We've got credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, so hopefully one of those will work for you. All right, everyone. If you haven't yet, make sure to install our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. The apps link to the websites. Okay, and I see we have Samira from Bangladesh, Pratik from Nepal. We've got HRB Habib from Bangladesh. So we've got people from all over the place. Zakario from Uzbekistan. And Helen from Nigeria. We've got a good range of people from around the world. That is awesome. All right, students, for emails, you can send me questions, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. We've got 2 more classes for you tomorrow as well. We will have Speaking Part 2 for members and Speaking Part 3 for everyone. And when you're not sitting in one of these live classes, you can check out some of our HD uploads. This one is the most recent. It's a very good speaking interview video for you to check out. Boom, there it is in the chat, the link. You can check that out when you have a minute. Silviana, nice to have you here. You've been busy. That's good. Busy's good. Okay, let's get into reading. Students, IELTS Academic has 3 reading passages. They're each about 1.5 pages with 12 to 14 questions, 40 questions total for the reading section. General IELTS, you have 3 sections. Section 1, Section 2 have each 2 short passages, and then Section 3 is 1 long passage, very similar to the academic IELTS. So if you're a general IELTS student and you're like, meh, this class isn't for me, I'm a general IELTS student. I'm sure you won't say it like that, but this class is for you because the academic IELTS passages are actually very similar to Section 3 of the general IELTS. So hopefully you are aiming for that high band score, 7, 8, 9, and then you really do need to do a good job in passage or Section 3, I should say, of the general IELTS. So you shouldn't be like, meh, this is academic, I don't care. It's all good English, all right, and it will help you. Okay, so here we go. Before we even look at that, we've got our first question here. Students, list of headings questions. They come before the title, before the reading passage, because the examiners or the people who make the exams, the exam creators, would like you to look at the list of headings questions first. So you're like, oh, okay, list of headings. I have to figure out the topic for each paragraph. And then you read these. So you read, limitations of dollarization. Limits of using the dollar? Maybe, right? I'm going to paraphrase this. Benefits and drawbacks of dollarization. Advantages, disadvantages of using the dollar. The end of the Bretton Woods system. Okay, so no more Bretton Woods system. Benefits and examples of dollarization. Advantages and cases of using the dollar. Currency loses its value spectacularly. Ooh, so a type of money becomes worthless in an amazing way. What am I doing here? I'm reading each of the list of headings and I'm paraphrasing just to get an idea of what is the contents of this passage. Okay. Kimmy's World, good news. I'm going to show you how to solve true, false, not given today in an easier way. Okay. All right. Transition to fiat currencies. So changing to using paper money. Dollarization, American and Australian dollars. So using the American and Australian or US dollar. Yes, Carolina, I'm paraphrasing. Yes, that's what I'm doing. So basically, the first strategy here, students, when you're looking at list of headings is to think about other ways to express these topics so that you really get your brain going in English and thinking about different ways of doing this, okay? All right. Should countries dollarize? It depends. Should other countries use the dollar? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, defining the topic. So we could just easily say understanding what we are reading. Lowering inflation and spurring investment. So increasing the value of money and getting people to spend it. Lacking confidence is a problem. So not being sure is an issue. Okay, next step. We look at the title. Currency substitution. What does that mean? Students, what do you think that means? What does it mean, currency substitution? Well, I'm not sure. I can look at this banknote that's here. It's the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and we got $100 trillion. It almost seems like a joke, but it's actually not. It's a real bill that existed at some time. Okay. All right. So $1,000 trillion. Sure. Currency substitution. I put these two together. Sylviana says, is it currency exchange? Not quite, Sylviana. Currency exchange, Silviana, is when you change one type of money into another type of money. So it's not quite currency exchange, okay? Don't confuse currency substitution with currency exchange, okay? Currency exchange, you have currency exchange offices or businesses in many countries, right? So reading strategy, look at the title and picture to figure out what the passage is about. Okay, so we've got currency substitution. So paraphrase this, right? Paraphrasing is very important. Keep it simple. Yeah, hard job. Very good. Hard job says it's money replacement. Very nice, Harjot. I agree with you. It is money replacement. What does that mean? What does it mean, money replacement? So, what is money replacement? What do you think? Kushi, substitute of currency, is grammatical, but it doesn't really give me a lot of ideas. So, money replacement, what does that mean? Rakwe says using anything else in place of currency. I don't know about anything else, Rakwe. I mean, could we use popcorn instead of currency? Here, I'll give you 5 kernels of popcorn. Kernels of popcorn for your horse. Would you do it, Rakwe? Would you trade me? It's a kernel, K-E-R-N. Yes. Would you trade me your horse for 5 kernels of popcorn? No, probably not. Rakwe says, using the potato. Like Tristan Dakuda. Not quite. No. It's to use a different money system. Okay, all right. Ali says use gold or some kind of commodity. Not quite. We can't do it. We can't exactly take money out of the picture. So money replacement is to use a different kind of money or country's money than the local currency. Okay, now very importantly, of course, here is we ask why. Why would a country do that? So why would a country suddenly replace its own currency with a foreign one? Okay, why would they do that? So why would you suddenly take your money, roll it into a paper ball, and fling it out the window as you're driving 200 down the highway, and then take a pack of American dollars? Why would you do that? Fedora says, because of inflation, to increase its value. Raquel says, economic reasons. Carolina says, well, that would be great. What did Mal say? I wish I could buy stuff with popcorn. Yeah, me too. I've got a huge box of popcorn. All right. Jason says, like dollar to Bitcoin. Yeah, you know what, Jason Flores, it's a very clever concept, okay? So Jason said, Jason spells his name interesting like this. Jason says, like dollar to Bitcoin. Yeah, very good. Why would people do that? So why would people suddenly trade their dollar for Bitcoin? That's a great. So students, what Jason's doing here is thinking of real world examples. And Jason, I commend you. Thumbs up. Thinking of real world examples, current examples, is a great way to help understand the passage. Okay. So yes, a lot of people traded their money for Bitcoin in the last few years. Why did people do that? So what was the reason for that? And it's not really, there we go. I am high. Well, I don't know where you're going with that, but I am high says it's lack of trust. Yeah, very good. Good answer. Strange YouTube handle, but good answer. Okay, lack of trust. When we no longer believe in the money, right? So when we lose the belief in the value of money, we're like, what? This isn't worth any money. This isn't worth anything anymore. I've lost confidence, right? Loss of belief or loss of confidence in the currency. So when we think that a certain type of money is not going to be valuable anymore, then we try to change that into another type of money very quickly. That's one way to do business, everybody, to make money, is try to predict what forms of money will lose confidence. And if you can predict that and you can predict which forms of money will gain confidence, then you can make a lot of money trading that. Okay, so there's just a little bit of a life hack for you. If you can predict which currencies will lose the confidence of the people and which will gain the confidence of the people, you can make a lot of money trading those currencies. That's the like, you know, like sometimes people are think that like investing and making money on the stock market or on the currency exchange is super tricky, and you have to know like all of this math and statistics, and you have to like really, a lot of it's not that complicated. Currency exchange, you just have to be able to predict what kind of money will lose its value or confidence from the people and what will gain confidence from people. If you think the Chinese yuan will become very valuable because a lot of people in the world are like, okay, Chinese yuan is going to be worth so much because China's controlling the world, then buy yuan, right? So that's how you make money. Okay. Good. So you're getting the right idea. And obviously, the reason why this bill here has $100 trillion, it's even funny to say that, is obviously it's kind of funny money. Like when you have a bill with that high denomination, then society has completely lost faith in that currency. Okay. All right, good. So we look at the title, we predict the passage, we think, what is this, why is this? We think logically, okay? And then we look at the other questions. So here we have a true, false, not given. Again, everybody who's joining in, this is a subscribers chat class, so just subscribe to the channel and you can join the chat, okay? True, false, not given questions. We don't know which one is true, which one is false, so we don't read it. Okay? Multiple choice. We don't know the correct answers, so we don't read the answers. We just read the question. Okay? Which of the following phrases best describes the main aim of reading passage 3? All right, so obviously I have to read the whole passage to answer this question. There's no skimming and scanning to get the main aim of reading passage 3. And that's it. Okay, so there's just that one multiple choice question, 13. All right, now I go back and I read the passage. So let's do this together. Students, this is reading. Ooh, that was really cool. Just as we're about to read. Vamshi, Krishna, Bandari, thank you for that super chat donation. 7.5 after joining our classes. Thumbs up. Good job. Well done. Vamshi, can you send me an email, please, with your testimonial? I love getting those. They're so awesome to put up on our website and to showcase in other places. So, Vamshi, I really appreciate that super chat donation and coming back like that. Can you please send me an email here? Okay, thank you. And we'd love to hear about what you're planning to do next as well. Okay. All right. Here we go, everybody. Let's get back to it. So this is reading, so I really want you to read, okay, everybody? So don't just listen, but read. Read with me. And hopefully you can read aloud. We're going to get students to read anyway here in a minute. Okay. All right, let's start with the title. Always read the title. Even if you're not stopping to think critically about the title, read the title. Okay, it summarizes the whole passage. Currency substitution. Read with me. Currency substitution, also known as dollarization, occurs when a country uses another country's currency in place of its own. In partial currency substitution, a country will use another currency alongside its own. While in full dollarization, the country uses only the other currency. Though the phenomenon is sometimes referred to as dollarization in reference to the United States dollar, the target currency can be any country's currency. Countries around the world have also dollarized with the Euro, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, South African rand, and the Swiss franc. While there are many benefits to dollarization, there are also significant drawbacks as well. Excuse me. I'm getting a bit excited. All right, let's keep going. The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement, which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War. The agreement, which was based on the convertibility of the US dollar to gold, collapsed in 1971 when the United States unilaterally terminated the relationship between its currency and gold. During the intervening years, currencies were tied to the price of gold and therefore to each other. After 1971, currencies previously tied to the value of gold became fiat currencies, currencies which ceased being valuable in relation to something external, gold, and relied on public confidence in order to retain value. This is the origin of the need for currency substitution in certain cases. When you think about it, the paper that money is printed on is worthless. It cannot be converted into gold, and it is not guaranteed to be converted into anything other than the bank's note denomination. This is the result of the end of the Bretton Woods system. While many countries have succeeded financially and monetarily since 1971, others have not. For example, because fiat currency relies on the confidence of the people being issued the currency, when people lose confidence in the currency, disaster is at hand. This was the case for Zimbabwe from 2007 to 2009 and beyond. The people of Zimbabwe lost confidence in the fiat currency, and its value bottomed out in spectacular fashion. People are generally accustomed to single-digit inflation, the loss in value of currency. But Zimbabwe's inflation was off the charts. 80 billion pieces in a single month. At the peak of Zimbabwe's problem, $1 billion Zimbabwean dollars were reduced in value to a single dollar in just 1 month. For Zimbabwe, the choice to dollarize was clear. They gave up their own currency, which its own people had decided was worthless, in favor of the US dollar, which the people had confidence in. This configuration lasted for a decade until 2019, when the new president, Emerson Mnangagwa, decided it was worth trying a national currency again. This currency, as of March 2020, is also failing, seeing inflation rates of 500%. While short of the catastrophic rates previously seen, it is enough to highlight the manifest difficulty in managing a currency without the confidence of the public. Clearly, one of the benefits of currency substitution is the confidence given to the country's people in their monetary system, which gives great economic and social benefits. For countries with a citizenry that lacks confidence in the nation's currency, dollarization is a very positive alternative. In addition to Zimbabwe, countries that fall into this category are El Salvador and Ecuador, which use the US dollar. Dollarization is also a preferable alternative to a national currency in the case of small nations, which lack the governmental infrastructure to administer a national currency. Countries in this situation include Palau, Timor-Leste, Kiribati, Nauru, and Tuvalu, Andorra and Kosovo, and Liechtenstein. While currency substitution can create consistency through lower inflation and spur investment through a more stable financial environment, it also has drawbacks. For example, countries who officially use foreign currency cannot control their monetary policy and therefore have less control over their economies. For example, when the United Kingdom wants to lower their base interest rate in order to achieve a particular economic outcome, they can do this. So can other countries with national currencies. Conversely, countries using foreign currencies are at the mercy of foreign economic forces. For instance, the United States does not take into account Zimbabwe or Ecuador's interest when managing the US dollar. This can result in conflicting economic interests and damage the foreign currency's user. The other main negative associated with not printing money is that the country cannot take advantage of what is called seigniorage, the profit a country makes by printing its own currency. This is why Zimbabwe, even after the decade or debacle of the late 2000s, attempted one more time to print their own money 10 years later. Printing money literally makes money for the printer. And United States did that gloriously during COVID, right? They still have $9 trillion of surplus printed US dollar from COVID. All right, so think about those real cases, right? Even while you're reading. Conclusion, here we go. Overall, whether a country should have its own currency depends on the social and economic position of the individual country. National currencies require the confidence of the people, and if this is lacking, no level of seigniorage will make up for the inflation that results. But for countries like the United States, a national currency is profitable and also part of its identity. Super. We just read it. Now we can answer all the questions. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to answer these questions, okay? So we're going to start with a list of headings, and we're going to do the first one or two together, and then I'll get some volunteers to help me with the others, okay? So, Alexi, this is not in the curriculum book yet. These exams are still in development. We're hoping to get them out over the next few months. A lot of work involved. So it's not up yet. These are our exams, but they're in production still, okay? So they're kind of in the beta phase, if you will. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you how to do list of headings. So list of headings, the way that list of headings works, okay, is like this. All right. List of headings strategy. Okay. So first, read and paraphrase all of the headings on paper at home while practicing the IELTS and in your head during the official exam. Okay? Then answer these after you read each paragraph. Answer each one after you read each paragraph. Okay? What do? Once you finish one paragraph, ask yourself, what is this paragraph about? Answer the question clearly and concisely, okay, in a short way. Then, only after, then find the matching list of heading. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let me show you with the first introductory paragraph here, okay? So again, this is exactly what you need to do at home when you're preparing for IELTS. So first of all, we look at the introductory paragraph, which is paragraph A here, okay? This is the introduction. And if I'm in the real IELTS exam, I simply just read this, then I ask, what is this paragraph about? I give a very clear, simple answer, and then I choose the matching list of heading, okay? Here we go. So watch me do this one because you're doing the next one, okay? And you can assist me with even this one, so you can tell me what this paragraph is about, okay? List of headings, you can't just do it by skimming and scanning. Skimming and scanning is a non-functional strategy for list of headings, okay? So here we go. Currency substitution, also known as dollarization, occurs when a country uses another country's currency in place of its own. In partial currency substitution, a country will use another currency alongside its own, while in full dollarization, the country uses only the other currency. Though the phenomenon is sometimes referred to as dollarization in reference to the United States dollar, the target currency can be any country's currency. Countries around the world have also dollarized with the euro, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, South African rand, and the Swiss franc. While there are many benefits to dollarization, there are also significant drawbacks as well. Okay, so what is this paragraph about? Answer. Okay, nice and fast, and you learn to do this quickly by practicing it at home. It introduces the concept of dollarization and that it has both pluses and minuses. Agreed? Everybody agrees with me? Raquel says it's about currency substitution and dollarization. Yeah, it introduces this concept, right? So now what I do is I look at the list of headings and I see which one matches, okay? So limitations of dollarization, benefits and drawbacks of dollarization, the end of the Bretton Woods system, benefits and examples of dollarization. It doesn't really go into details about it. It just says that it has benefits, but it doesn't tell me about the benefits. That's why I'm a little bit apprehensive. A currency loses its value spectacularly. Transition to fiat currencies, dollarization, American and Australian dollars. So some examples, but they give other examples like Euro, New Zealand. Should countries dollarize? It depends. Defining the topic, lowering inflation and spurring investment. Lacking confidence is the problem. What is the closest match? Neha Popley says the closest match is Roman numeral 9, IX, right? Yeah, I agree. That's the closest match to what I wrote. Okay. And it's the correct answer. So notice, right? It introduces the concept of dollarization. That's what I wrote first. And here it says defines the topic. Definitely it gives me a definition, right? Correct. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, this time I'm not going to give you the answer. You're going to figure it out together as a group. Okay, and then you're going to do some work as individuals as well. So here we go, everybody. The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement, which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War. The agreement, which was based on the convertibility of the US dollar to gold, collapsed in 1971 when the United States unilaterally terminated the relationship between its currency and gold. During the intervening years, currencies were tied to the price of gold and therefore to each other. After 1971, currencies previously tied to the value of gold became fiat currencies, currencies which ceased being valuable in relation to something external, gold, and relied on public confidence in order to retain value. This is the origin of the need for currency substitution in certain cases. Okay, so what is this paragraph about? Give me a nice answer. Now, here is the magic, everyone. Let's see if your answers match. Okay, so what is this paragraph about? I'm not going to give you the answer this time. You give me your answer this time. What is this paragraph about? The first body paragraph. Harjot says it's about the Woods Agreement. Harjot, let's see if other people agree with you. So Harjot says Woods Agreement. Let's see. Who says what? Okay. Mohammed says the history of dollarization. So here are answers. Woods Agreement. History of history of dollarization. Zaw says currency related with gold to public belief. Okay. Makran says origin of for the need of currency substitution. Okay. Anuj says history of dollarization. Okay. Babita says history of dollarization. Raquel says this is about the need for currency substitution. Okay. So, what are the most popular answers? Well, it looks like the most popular answer is history of dollarization and the origin of the need for currency substitution. These two are kind of similar. Okay. So they're kind of the same, right? History and origin. Those are synonyms, right? History, origin, okay? I agree. That's basically what it is. And notice this is why, like, some people think, oh, my teacher said just read the first sentence and then that's where the list of heading is. The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement. Well, let me tell you, students, if you read this first sentence and think that's going to help you here, you are wrong in this case because it's not always there. And this is not the heading of this paragraph. The main idea of this paragraph is not to tell you that it's the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement. Okay? So as many of you are figuring it out, it's more about the history of dollarization, right? Okay, so let's see if you can find for me the correct match for this one. Okay, which one matches the most popular opinion from these Roman numerals 1 to 11? What do you think? Okay, read them all again. By the way, students, you should never cross out answers because sometimes the answer you cross out is the better answer later on. So never cross your answers out if you're doing the paper-based exam. Okay. So Alexi says it's Roman numeral 6. Niha agrees. Silviana agrees. Rahman Madradim agrees. Okay. So the most popular answer so far is transition. Whoa, getting a little wild there. Transition to fiat currencies. Okay. Well, let's look at it, right? So let me go through it with you real quick. Limitations of dollarization. Nope. Benefits and drawbacks. Nope. End of Bretton Woods systems, as we just discussed. No. Benefits. A currency loses its value. No. Okay, that one is the one that we said maybe. So let's just keep that one. Dollarization. No. Should countries dollarize? Defining the topic. Lowering. Nope. Nope. So this one definitely looks the best. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Is transition to fiat currencies equal to origin of, let me make this a bit bigger here now. Origin, well, maybe not that big. Origin of dollarization. Okay. Transition to fiat currencies, origin of dollarization. Does that make sense? So that's Roman numeral 6. Right? Okay. Is that the same? Transition to fiat currencies, more or less the same as origin of dollarization. So when countries switched to the fiat currency, which means no longer connected to gold, is that the same? Nipa says yes. Harjat says yes. Mal says no. I say yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. If we go back to the paragraph, let me just show you here. If you're having a little bit difficulty with the English, right? So notice this part here. After 1971, currencies previously tied to the value of gold became fiat currencies. Currencies which ceased being valuable in relation to something external, gold, and relied on public confidence in order to retain value. This is the origin of the need for currency substitution. So in this case, it is the last 2-3 sentences that clearly give you that information. Okay? All right, got it? So yes, absolutely. The correct answer here is Roman numeral 6. Okay? Definitely. All right, students, let's make this even more fun. Let's kick it up a notch. And we're going to do that by getting students to read and answer these questions, and we're going to support each other. Yes. Fiat mal is a currency not tied to gold, okay? All right, to volunteer for reading, maybe Carolina or Sarah can help us out here and put the instructions in the chat. I'm going to drop the URL into the chat as well. Go to aehelp.com. You can do this for free, okay? Very simple. Even if you don't have an account, it will take you 2 seconds to set one up. Once you have the account, you go to your My Student account, you go to Student Partner Speaking, and then we will interact. Make sure your microphone is working. Make sure you have a good internet connection. If you're using data and you don't have a good internet connection, you're in a subway, I don't recommend trying it because you're using YouTube, you're using a chat interface, and that needs some internet power. Okay? And then you just send me a request to volunteer. Let me show you how to do this. So go to our website, aehelp.com. Again, you can click these big red buttons to join our premium IELTS package. That one or that one. There, it's just above my head. It's worth it, okay? You can also try it for free by clicking the green button. Totally free, totally okay. Then you go to your My Student account. In your My Student account, you've got computer-based practice exams, interactive course, study books, lesson plans, lesson videos, lots more. For this purpose, we're using the student partner speaking right there. Boom. Okay, you click on that, accept the terms that you're going to be polite, you're responsible for yourself, and then you're in the chat interface. You can see there are already students in here: Kanwal, Ridham, Alexi, Fuang, Raquea, Lola, lots more. And they're ready to go. They're ready to learn. And you can see that they're volunteering. They've got these little ones showing up next to their names. That means they're sending me a message saying, I want to volunteer. Okay. You will see me in here as master. And then you just click the blue envelope and send me a message saying, I want to volunteer. Okay. Let's reach out. So again, this is through the website aehelp.com. Okay. It's not through YouTube. It's through the website. You're just watching it through YouTube. Okay. All right. Sarge, good luck on your speaking exam tomorrow. Okay, Lola, I think you were the very first one. So let's see if you're there. Ooh, I'm all caps locked up. Are you there, Lola? Ready to read? And I promise you, students, I'm going to do my best to get through all the questions today. So we're going to go at a good solid pace. Lola is there. Here we go. Thanks, Sarah, for posting the instructions. That's great.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Lola.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. I just turned you up a bit. You're a little bit on the quiet side, but I can hear you, so it's okay. If you can get a little bit closer to the mic, that would be fantastic. Lola, are you ready to read?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. You're going to see paragraph C come up on your screen through YouTube here in just a moment. I think there's about a 6-second delay with YouTube. So whenever you're ready, just start reading for when you think about it.
Okay, I see it. When you think about it, the paper money is printed on is worthless. It cannot be converted into gold. To be converted into anything other than the banknote's denomination. This is the end of the Bretton Woods system. While many countries have succeeded financially and since 1971, others have not. For example, because financier lives on the issue, people lose confidence in the currency. Disaster is at hand. This was the case for Zimbabwe from 2007 to 2009 and beyond. The people of Zimbabwe lost confidence in their fiat currency, and its bought in spectacular fashion. People are generally accustomed to single-digit inflation. The of Zimbabwe's inflation of the charts and pieces in months. At the peak of Zimbabwe's problem, $1 billion Zimbabwean were reduced in value to a single dollar in just months.
Okay. Lola, you were cutting in and out a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. That probably happened because you're reading so fast that the internet just couldn't handle all the data. It's like, wow, it's too much information coming at me.
Really?
Maybe. Lola, that's okay. Yeah, you can read even a little bit slower. So what's more important is that you understand what you're reading. Like if you read that fast, you'll read the whole passage in 5 minutes. In the IELTS, it's okay to spend 8 minutes, 9 minutes reading the passage. It's just really important that you understand at least 70-80% of what you're reading, okay? So comprehension is more important than speed, all right? If you're taking more than 10 minutes to read the passage, it's probably a little bit slow, but anything under 10 minutes is okay. All right, so Lola, what is this paragraph about? So what is paragraph C about?
It's about losing confidence of dollar.
Are you sure it's dollar?
Fight currency, I mean.
Exactly, right. It's important. It's so be specific. It's good. It's an important because if you think dollar and then you're looking at the list of headings and there's something like that, it could trick you into choosing the wrong answer, right? So losing confidence in fiat currencies. Okay. Anything else that's in the paragraph?
Um, I don't know. I think that's all.
Are you sure? Okay, well, I think you've got the kind of the main idea. That's I would say that that's the first half of the paragraph. So that's this kind of first. What's the second half about? This half here.
Which?
So the first half of the paragraph, you're right, it's really about losing the confidence in the fiat currency. And then the second half of this paragraph deals with something very specific. I don't want to tell you, I want you to tell me. So what is it about?
It's about Zimbabwe.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So really pay attention. So don't just define half the paragraph. Make sure to define the whole paragraph when you think about what is it about, right? So to be a little bit more specific, it's about losing confidence in the fiat currency and
Zimbabwe's fiat currency.
okay, yeah, be confident. That's the answer. So Zimbabwe's example, right? So and a specific example, right? Okay, so that's what it's about. Losing confidence in the fiat currency and a specific example, right? That's what the author does in this, right? So the whole, and this is important for everybody, okay? I'm not just telling Lola this, obviously. Look at the whole paragraph when you're figuring out what it's about. Don't just get half of it, right? Okay, Lola, next step. Let's match with the correct answer now from the list of headings. Always do it in this order. So always think about it first yourself and then match. Okay, so you should see the choices coming up here in a second or two. Skim through them and figure out which one is the best answer. Everybody else, you can do the same thing and then put your answer in the chat. Lola, don't look at the chat. Trust in yourself.
First, fifth, I mean.
Fifth. A currency loses its value spectacularly. So what are you thinking about when you're choosing that one?
I don't know.
Zimbabwe, right?
Yeah.
Zimbabwe lost its value spectacularly, but it's not just Zimbabwe. It can be any fiat currency can lose its value, right? That's kind of the idea. Do you feel that's the closest possible match to that paragraph?
I don't know.
Be confident, Lola. Confidence is a must when you're taking a test. So you got it, Lola. Here you got to say yes, Adrian. Final answer, 100%.
Okay.
And you're correct.
I don't know.
Yes, you are. Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know. Okay. You gotta make a stand, Lola. It's correct. It's the right answer. Absolutely. A currency loses its value spectacularly. That is the same definition, just in a very short way, of saying losing confidence in fiat currencies and a specific example. A currency loses its value spectacularly. Losing confidence in a currency and a specific example. It's the same. Okay. So Lola, when you do this, when you practice it at home, the very final step that I don't talk about much in the live class, but I should talk more, is confidence. Once you've chosen your answer, stick with it, confidently decide by it, and go to the next question. Let it go after that. Okay.
Okay, I will.
Okay. All right, Lola. Have an awesome rest of your day. Do you celebrate, you're in Uzbekistan, are you?
Yeah.
Right. Do you celebrate family day-long weekend there?
Yeah, but in this case, I'm not doing it.
Okay. I think you said yes, but I'm kind of,
Yes.
yeah, losing you. All right. Well, enjoy, Lola, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Yeah, we will talk tomorrow.
Okay. Bye, Lola.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. That was Lola. Well done, Lola. Yeah, absolutely. Confidence. Ladies, gents. Once you've got the system, believe in the system, right? So just like the fiat currency, right? Once you have the dollar, believe in the dollar. That's what gives it the value. Once you have the right strategy for the IELTS, believe in the strategy. Just make sure you have the right strategy, not some hocus pocus magical, weird strategy that sometimes you see online. Okay. Alexi, you're there. Let's see if we can make a connection here. Are you ready? All right, here we go, students. Let's rock and roll. Alexi, if you're there, give me a sign. We'll connect. Yes. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Alexi.
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Are you ready to help us out here with some list of headings questions?
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. So you should see paragraph D coming up on your screen here in 1 or 2 seconds. Whenever you see it and you're ready, just start reading. Nice and smooth. Focus on intonation, pronunciation. Don't worry too much about going too fast, okay? Whenever you're ready.
Okay, sir. Okay. For Zimbabwe, the choice to dollarize was clear. They gave up their own currency, which its own people had decided was worthless, in favor of the US dollar, which the people had confidence in. This configuration lasted for a decade, until 2019, when the new president Emerson Mnangagwa decided it was worth trying a national currency again. This currency, as of March 2020, is also failing, seeing inflation rates of 500%. While short of the catastrophic rates previously seen, it's enough to highlight the manifest difficulty in managing as a currency without the confidence of the public.
Okay, so here again, and it's important to actually verbalize this. So when you're doing the real exam, Alexi, in your head, you actually want to ask yourself, like, hear your own voice being like, okay, what is this paragraph about? So really generate the thought. What is this paragraph about? What's your answer here? What is this paragraph
Well,
about?
I suppose this chapter is about lack of confidence of people in Zimbabwe to
Well,
their
let's
own
let's
currency.
yeah, I was gonna say let's not be that harsh. Let's stick to the currency and not the entire country. So lack of confidence in currency in Zimbabwe, right?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, good. So concise. The one of the key parts of this strategy is you want to have a nice, concise 4 or 5 word. Why? Because the list of headings are very concise, right? You only see like 3 or 4 words maximum for the list of heading. So you want to be also very concise when you choose your answer, right? So lack of confidence in currency in Zimbabwe. Right, like they keep trying their own money, but it just keeps failing because people are like, yeah, it's not worth anything. You can't take that money to a bank anywhere. Okay, so let's go back and now pick the list of heading that you think matches that one.
I think it's the last one. Lacking confidence is a problem.
Yeah, it sure seems that way, right? When you've got a $100 trillion bill. Okay, so XI, final answer?
Yes.
Good. Lola, you hear that? That's the kind of confidence I want out of you as well. Okay, it's the correct answer, Alexia, right? So confidence is important, and I can see Fuang and Destrux and Nipa also agreeing with you. One really good way, Alexi, to practice IELTS, of course, is in groups, right? So that's why people do study classes together and so on. And this is a really good example of where group study can be very effective. So when you have this list of headings questions, you can find a study partner, like even on the website, like what we're using right now. And then each of you can read the paragraph separately, figure out the answer separately, and then talk to each other and see if you have the same matching answer. And if you don't, then you should talk about why you don't understand the same main concept in the paragraph. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah?
I've already had to partner to practice IELTS.
Great. So yeah, you're on the right path. So students watching, yeah, use the website, connect with each other, and it's really good speaking practice and reading and critical thinking practice at the same time, right? So basically what we're doing right now, but a little bit differently where you're each answering separately. Okay, Alexi, thank you so much for volunteering for that paragraph, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye for now. All right, that was Alexi. Give him a thumbs up. That was great. Yeah, Silviana, absolutely. It's 11 for sure. Okay. Let's take somebody else here. Owais Ahmed, one of our premium students. I don't think we've ever heard from. So let's see if Owais is there. Are you there, Owais? If yes, let's give you a chance. Okay, so hang in there, students. We've got these questions and a few more to go still. And we've got enough time by the look of it to finish all of it. We've got 30 more minutes to show you this strategy and get it done. So Owais, if you're still there, give me a sign. At some point we might have to start refreshing the chat interface, but hopefully not yet. So Owais, if you hear me, if you're out there, give me a sign. Give me a sign. I think maybe Owais is gone. I'm not sure. Let's try Fuang. We had a bit of difficulty connecting yesterday, so let's give her a second chance. Fuang, are you there? One of our longtime channel members in Vietnam. Fuang, are you there? We've got a good number of questions. We want to pick up speed here. Let's do it. Okay, and there's a good number of volunteers here. James, I see you in here as well. It's nice to see you volunteering. All right. Hi, Fuang.
Hi, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. I was surprised we weren't able to connect yesterday. Did you have poor internet connection, or what was going on there?
My microphones have some problems, so I fixed it in the morning today.
Awesome. Good. Right on. Okay, Fuang, I am bringing up paragraph E for us on the screen here. You're going to see it in just a moment. Whenever you're ready, just begin reading.
Okay, sir. Clearly, one of the benefits of currency substitutions is the confidence given to the country people in a monetary system, which gives great economic and social benefits. For countries with a citizenry that lack confidence in the nation's currency, dollarization is a very positive alternative. In addition to similarly, countries that fall into these categories are El Salvador and Ecuador. USD dollarization is also referable alternative to a national currency in the case of small nations which lack the governmental infrastructure to administer a national currency. Countries in this situations include Palau and Timor-Leste USD, Kiribati, Nauru and Tuvalu's Australian dollar, Andorra and Kosovo euros, and Liechtenstein's Swiss franc.
Okay, great. You did a really good job, Fuang, not worrying about the pronunciation of some of these countries. So Palau, Timor-Leste, right? We just do our best. And in the real IELTS, you definitely do not want to get stuck trying to pronounce these words in your head as you're reading. You just want to go through them because it doesn't matter, right? What's important is that you get the answer correct. Okay, Fuang, what is this paragraph about?
Well, I see there's a lot of example of many countries like Australian about currency, sir.
So what is it about?
Um,
Keep it simple.
um, Positive alternatives in dollarizations.
Thank you. So you said it's positive alternatives of dollarization. And you're right, there's a lot of examples of countries that are dollarizing. We always have to ask why. Why is the author giving us all of this, right? And pay attention to paraphrased words in the paragraph, right, Fuang, for list of headings. So you notice here it says very positive alternative. Okay. Do you see any paraphrasing of very positive alternative in the paragraph?
Referable alternative, sir.
Yes, absolutely, right? Anytime you see that, that should be a green light going off in your head going, oh, okay, the author is using synonyms here to rephrase this key point, right? That key point, generally speaking, will be the topic, right? So positive alternatives of dollarization and then the examples, right? Which one of these is the closest match? You'll see the list of headings in just a moment here. And people in the chat also answer the question. Fuang, don't look at what they're telling you. Believe in yourself. Make your choice, okay?
Okay, sir. I think 4 benefits an example of dollarizations.
I would agree with you 100%. And I think a lot of people in the chat will too. Okay? All right. So we'll put that in. And we're good to go. Fuang, you're awesome. That was great. And good job fixing the mic.
Thank you, sir, for having me with breathing.
All right. Careful of all that traffic. It sounds very busy.
Okay, bye-bye, sir.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
You too. Bye, Fuang. Definitely sounds like a busy street somewhere close by. All right. Let's see. Oais, what happened? Yes, okay, I see what's going on there. So Oais says, please connect with another student. I'm facing microphone issues. Yes, these microphones, they can be a nuisance. Helen, you mentioned that you were having a bit of issues, but it looks like you might have figured that out. Helen, are you there? I think you sent me an email about this. Maybe it was another Helen. Not sure. Thumbs up for Fuang. Yes, absolutely. Yanni, thank you. Carolina, thank you. Black Panther. Yes, very good reading. Helen, if you're there, give me a life sign or a sign of life. And we'll get right into the next paragraph. We're almost at the end of these list of headings. So let's do it, students. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Bear with me. And you should be doing this simultaneously. So as you hear a volunteer do it, you do it too. Read the paragraph, think about your own answer, make it concise, find the matching answer. Okay? All right. Helen, not sure what's going on there. I don't see your reply. So let's James, I think you were volunteering before, or am I getting confused on my end? Be nice to have you volunteer, James. Let's see you there. Yulfrida, I think might be somebody new. Let's see if Yulfrida is there. Yulfrida, are you ready? Yulfrida says, I want to volunteer. I'm also looking at the chat. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at the feedback screen. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at you. Yulfrida, if you're ready, give me a sign. Message me back. I always do that to make sure that we have a good connection and that you haven't actually left for a cup of coffee since you sent your message. Okay. Hi, Yulfrida.
Oh, hi, sir.
How are you?
Evening. Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yulfrida, is this the first time that we're talking to each other?
Yes, first time.
Okay, good for you for building up the confidence and calling me up. Where are you, may I ask? What country are you in?
I'm in Jakarta right now in Indonesia.
In Jakarta, Indonesia. Awesome. Do you celebrate Family Day weekend there?
No, I don't live with family. I live with a housemate.
Okay.
So
My question
yeah,
was a
just
little bit different. It was, do you celebrate Family Day long weekend? So it's like a 3-day weekend called Family Day long weekend. I was wondering if you have that in Indonesia as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. I think we have a little bit of delay between us, but that's okay. Yolfrida, you're going to see paragraph F coming up on your screen. Once you see it,
Right.
you can start reading, okay? So as soon as you see paragraph F, try to use the website audio, not YouTube audio, okay? That might solve the...
Yeah, I think there's a delay here.
Okay. All right. So whenever you're ready, Yolfrida, read paragraph F for us.
Okay, I'm ready, sir. While currency substitution can create consistency through lower inflation and spur investment through more stable financial environment, it also has drawbacks. For example, countries who officially use foreign currency cannot control their monetary policy and therefore have less control over their economies. For example, when the United Kingdom wants to lower their base interest rate in order to achieve a particular economic outcome, they can do this. So can other countries are at the mercy of foreign economic force. For instance, the United States does not take into account Zimbabwe or Ecuador's interest when managing the United States dollar. This can result in conflicting economic interests and damage to foreign currency user. The other main negative associated with not printing money is that the country cannot take advantage of what is called seigniorage, the profit a country makes by printing its own currency. This is why Zimbabwe, even after the debacle of the late 20s, 2000s, attempted one more time to print their own money 10 years later. Printing money literally makes money for the printer.
Okay, good. That speed, by the way, is absolutely okay for the IELTS. So if you're reading like that, you should be able to finish within about 8 to 10 minutes. So it's good. And especially if you understand what you're reading, it's a good speed. Okay, so Yolfrida, what is this paragraph about? In a simple way. It's a long paragraph, but I think the answer is quite short and clear. What is this paragraph about? Viewers, also try to answer this question in the chat as well. What is this paragraph about?
I think it's, it's about a negative associate with not printing money.
I agree with you 50%. What's the other half? I think you have half of the answer. What's the other half of the answer? Think about the example too. Like in this paragraph, we learn that for Zimbabwe, it's bad not to have its own currency, right? Because they can't print their own currency. How about for the United States? For the United States to have its own currency, is it good or bad?
Oh,
According to this
what
paragraph.
about the importance of printing money?
Yeah, so just in a simple way, for the United States, they have their own money, they have the US dollar. Is that good for them, according to this paragraph? because I get two ideas. When I read this paragraph, I get two pictures and two clear ideas in my head. One is what you said. It's the negative of using another country's money because that other country doesn't care about me when they make their financial decisions. But I also get the other picture here with the United States, where for them it's really good to have their own money because they get to print it, right? So what I get here is the negative associated with dollarization and the benefit of having one's own currency. Okay, so I get both of those. So it's the good and the bad here a little bit. Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at the choices and see if any of those kind of match to what we have here. So can you take a look at this and let me know which one is the best answer here? Okay. This is getting a little bit more difficult. The questions get more and more difficult as we go along.
I think it's number 2, benefits and drawbacks of dollarization.
Benefits of dollarization. Does it tell me about the benefits of dollarization? Dollarization is when I'm using another country's currency, but the United States is using its own currency, not another country's currency, right? So that wouldn't make sense in this case, because it's the benefits of one's own currency and the drawbacks of dollarization. So it's not the benefits of dollarization, right? So it wouldn't be 2. You have to be very careful here. There's a better answer. So it's not 2. And that's what a lot of people chose as well. You have to be very careful. So which one is it? If it's not number 2, then which one do you think it is? Ah, somebody's figured it out in the chat. It is Shaikh Anash has the right answer. Yeah, it is. It's a trickier one.
What about 8? Should countries dollarize? It depends.
No, it's actually I. It's the first one is the closest match. Let me explain it to you, okay? So it's this one. It's the limitations of dollarization, okay? The reason for it is, if I really think about it critically, then here I said it's about the negatives associated with dollarization. Negatives associated, another way here, is the limitation. So it limits the country. They can't print their own money. And I understand that because the benefit of having one's own money is that you can print your own money. So it's the delimitation of having your own money. So the limitation is not being able to print. The delimitation is being able to print. So definitely the closest match, it's tough, but the closest match is the limitation of dollarization, right? Does that make sense? It's a trickier one for sure. But if you look really carefully, then it does make sense for the topic of this paragraph.
I see.
Okay? All right. Okay. Thank you for helping me with that tougher question. They do get tougher as you go along, Yulfrida. So here's another important tip for everybody. Don't rush through the last couple of paragraphs, because the way IELTS works is the last few questions in each question set are usually the most difficult. They're looking for that band 7, 8, 9 level thinking and response. Okay, so take a little bit of extra time and extra attention with those last couple questions. Okay, Yulfrida?
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you for volunteering. And come back, Yulfrida, come back again, okay?
All right.
Bye for now, Yulfrida. Okay, that was Yulfrida. Let's give her a thumbs up. That was her first time volunteering. It was great to hear. Fresh new voice for sure. All right, let's take somebody else here. There's James. Okay, I think James was, okay. James, are you there? Yes, probably I didn't see your first message because you reloaded the page. So James, if you're there, let me know, and then we'll get you going on a paragraph here, okay? Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody, by the way. Okay, there's James. Here we go. James, if you're there, pick up. I don't know what happened to James. You can't see the call. All right, James, you know what? I'm going to refresh my page as well. So everybody who's volunteering, you might have to re-volunteer again, because I'm going to do a quick shift refresh here on my chat interface and then reach out to James again. Okay, James, hopefully you can see my call here. Here we go. Hi, James.
Hello?
There you are. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, good. How are you?
I am good. See, sometimes all it takes is just a quick page refresh and it solves all the world's problems, right?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Maybe a bit ambitious, right? But maybe not all the problems in the world. Okay, James, thank you for volunteering. Let's finish off this list of headings. Let's do the conclusion. I'm going to bring it up for you on the screen here. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and read this paragraph, okay?
Okay. So it's...
You'll see it in a moment.
okay, I see it. So G, overall, whether a country should have its own currency depends on the social and economic position of the individual country. National currency requires the confidence of the people, and if this is lacking, no level of the seigniorage will make up for the inflation that results. But countries like United States, national currency is profitable and also part of its identity.
Okay, short and sweet. What is this paragraph about?
So I think it's like a conclusion about whether the country should have its own currency or not.
Okay, simplify what you just said. Don't take the first part, just the last part of what you said. You said whether a country should have its own currency.
Yeah.
Or not. Or put another way, whether or not a country should dollarize, right? Okay, sure. I agree. I think that's a good way to summarize that conclusion. Which one of these do you think is the best answer? You should see the list of headings there on the screen now. And one of them should jump out at you. You're going to go, oh, okay, that really looks kind of the same.
I think the 8th one. Country.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Yeah.
Should countries dollarize? It depends.
Yeah, and that's synonymous with whether or not a country should dollarize or use currency substitution, right? So, and this is why we don't want to cross these out, because some people chose that for paragraph F, and if they cross it out, then they will get both of these wrong because they won't see it for the right paragraph, which is the conclusion, right? So that's why you should never cross out answers. And just because you chose a list of heading for a previous paragraph, you should never think that, oh, it can't be for another one. Sometimes you realize later, like, oh, that's better actually for that paragraph, right? So you have to be really careful. Okay, James, that was really good. James, stay with me here for a little bit. Help me out with true, false, not given. Have you learned how to do the true, false, not given questions from the premium package, your premium students? So you have access to all those videos and all of the strategies there. Did you go through that in your course yet? The true, false, not given strategy?
Sorry?
Have you learned how to do true, false, not given questions from the reading section strategies in your course on the website?
Well, I mean, like, I have studied and learned like a general idea of when we give the true, or when we give the false, or when we give the not given.
Okay.
So, like, I'm still practicing. I'm working on it.
Okay, it's in your course, so use that course. I'm using this in case to motivate you and our other premium IELTS students. So all of those strategies are in your course. Okay, so if you go on the website and you're in the actual course and you go to your full online course and you go to the reading section, it's going to be in one of these parts. Okay, so I can't remember exactly which part, but the course goes through all of the different strategies for the different types of questions. So make sure you're using that, okay?
Okay.
Here you have, for example, matching information questions, and then you'll find the true, false, not given somewhere in here as
Oh,
well,
okay.
okay? All right?
Check.
But
I'll check
right,
it out tomorrow.
all right, that's good. That's why it's there. We put a lot of effort into that, so use it.
Okay.
All right, James, I'm going to show you how to do it right now for true, false, not given, okay? So the first step is to figure out if the statement is given or not given, okay? The way you do that is you think about, okay, if I'm the author, would I include this information into these 800 words? If you think, yes, I should include it because it makes sense, it's probably given, and then you can figure out if it's true or if it's false. If you read it and you're like, well, this doesn't really, it's not important or it's too much detail, it's probably not given. And then you just move on, okay? All right, so go ahead and read number 8.
8. The South African rand is an example of dollarized currency.
Okay. So here your first step is to ask yourself the question, is it important to know for this passage whether or not the South African rand could be a dollarized currency? Is that important for this passage? What do you think, James? Important or not important?
So sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah. So this statement, the South African rand is an example of dollarized currency. Is this important or not important for this passage? Like, do we care about this kind of detail for understanding dollarization or not?
I think it is important.
Yeah, so especially if we think about the passage, right, we can remember that the author gives several examples of dollarized currencies. And when we think about South Africa or Africa in general, right, we know like there are lots of countries there with currencies that lack confidence. So South Africa is a country there that has a stronger economy. So it makes sense, right, if I'm really critical here. So yeah, so we can figure out that this is probably given. Okay, and is it true that the author uses the South African rand as an example of dollarized currency?
I think it is true.
Yeah, and you're right. It is true. Yeah. If you're not sure, this is where skimming scanning could help a little bit because you can search for South African rand and we can go back and we can find that somewhere. I think right here. So in the introduction, South African rand and Swiss franc have been used to dollarize. So it's true. Okay, let's take one more. The next one here, you'll see it come up on the screen in a second. Number 9. Go ahead and read that one for me.
9. The Bretton Woods system was created in the aftermath of World War One.
The Bretton Woods system was created in the aftermath. Is it important to know when the Bretton Woods system was created for this passage?
I think it is important
Why?
because, like, you can tell whether it is that the statement is true. The Bretton Woods was created after or World War One or not, so you can give the statement true or not.
But is it important for the concept of dollarization? So when you're thinking about the importance of a statement for true or false not given, you have to think about the topic of the passage, right? So here the topic of the passage is currency substitution, dollarization. So is the origin of the Bretton Woods system important for the concept of dollarization or currency substitution?
Oh, I see. So we have to check whether the statement is given, right?
Yeah, we have to figure out if it's given. It's okay to say, I'm not sure, right? You can say, I'm not sure. I don't remember this.
All right, I'm not sure.
All right, so stick with that, right? So now you might want to check, right? So you want to go Bretton Woods, that's something that you can look for, and World War I is something that you can look for, right? And we know that it appears a couple times in the passage, so you have to be careful. The first time it appears is in paragraph B, right? Okay. So go ahead and read this first sentence.
The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement.
Okay, keep going. We don't have an answer yet.
Which established the rules for financial Oh, so you mean the answer for the statement, right?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what the answer is here. So we've got the Bretton Woods Agreement, right? But here we have the end of the Bretton Woods system. The statement in the true false not given says the start of the Bretton Woods system, right? So we don't have our answer here yet. You have to be really careful. So keep reading.
So which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War.
Okay. So, which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War. Okay, so the Bretton Woods system, when was it created based on this sentence?
After the Second World War.
Yeah, during and after the Second World War, right? Okay. So according to the author then, right? So we now know that something is given here about the Bretton Woods system. So according to the author, the Bretton Woods system was created in the aftermath of World War I?
So I think it's false?
Yeah, because it was created during and after, or used during and after World War II, right? So that's the answer here. Yeah, and be confident, right? So false. Okay. All right, thank you so much for helping me out with those. I know it's a bit tricky, but practice makes perfect. What's most important is that you figure out whether it's given or not. And if you're not sure, then saying I'm not sure is okay. All right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that part because the signal from my side is not very good. So some of the words that you said, I couldn't catch it. So sorry.
That is okay. No need to be sorry. That's part of the process. So it's totally fine. You did a good job. Okay. What's most important is that for at least 3 out of 5 of these true, false, not given, you're not searching, but you can answer without searching. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have an awesome rest of your day, James.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. All right. That was James. Good. Okay, students, unfortunately, I have run out of time. So these last couple of questions and the multiple choice you are going to have to do on your own using the strategies that I just showed you. Okay, multiple choice, very much similar to list of headings. You read it, you think about what the answer should be, and then you choose the correct match. Okay, students, you can send me your answers to my email, and I will send you back the answer key. Okay, so this is my email right here. If you have any questions about our course, our products, the IELTS, please send me your questions. Adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. That's where you can get a hold of me. Check out the websites. That's what we just used today for interacting. aehelp.com for academic, glshelp.com for general. Carolina, thank you for moderating. Thank you to all of my volunteers. Yes, a big thumbs up to James and everybody else who volunteered today. I'll be looking for other volunteers tomorrow as well in our speaking. So we've got speaking part 2, part 3 coming up tomorrow, and I'll be posting those lessons a little bit later. So make sure to subscribe so you get notifications of those live classes. And until then, check out the websites. Click those big red buttons to join the premium version of the course. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in our big, wide world. Bye for now.